Hi, fellow educators. This is Kevin O'Reilly with another episode of Critical Thinking in History. One of the things that we do in history is teach students how to evaluate interpretations. And there are many of these interpretations on my website, www.criticalthinkinginhistory.com. And one type of interpretation is a visual one. And so I wanted to take a look at that. So this is a painting called The Old Mill or The Morning Bell. And when we look at it, we could just give this to students and say, what do you see here? What do you think is going on? It probably, since it's the old mill, it's probably has something to do with a manufacturing. And so we see a factory here, and the bell on the left-hand side is to get the day going. The girl in the middle, in the red, is going to the mill. And we'll just note that she's pivoting. So that's what, just if you gave it to students and said, what do you see? They might be able to generate some of these things. So one way to do this is to focus students on particular parts of the painting. So if we look at the boards going up toward the woman and then the boards going perpendicular to them, what do you notice? Well, one is that the ones leading up to the girl are irregular. They were probably hand cut. And the ones going the other way are more likely, not exactly, but more likely to be machine cut. So if you look at the girl's left foot and right foot, she's turning. That is turning from the homemade stuff to the machine-made articles. She's turning toward the mill. And that's one of the things that the author of this may have been arguing. If we focus then on the dog, we see that the dog is sniffing a tree, as dogs will do. But he's not sniffing the tree at the ground level. He's sniffing it up a ways. It's artificial. And it's artificial because industrialization has come along and we build bridges, and those bridges lead to some good things, but artificial things. So not natural. If we look at the girls on the right, they are not dressed in machine-made clothes. They're in homespun clothes. They're a little more drab. The girl going toward the mill is dressed in machine clothes and machine-colored garments. She's not exactly dressed for mill work, so it's a little awkward. It's about the transition from pre-industrial to industrial society. She may not keep coming to the mill dressed in her fineries. Meanwhile, the girls are communal. There's three of them, and they're talking. Looks like they're gossiping about her. And so it represents sort of a communal society. And the girl is entering the mill alone. So the author is arguing that industrialization may lead to more individualism and less communal basis for whatever it is we're doing. We don't know this for sure, but it certainly seems things in the painting are put there for a purpose. So you got the group versus the individual. So if we go back to the mill itself, you just look at the factory and you look at the sky is bright, it's natural, and the mill is dark. And so there's a sense in which The author is saying this may not be the best thing in the world in many ways, especially for the girl. So the transition of light and darkness is one way to get the interpretation across. It's also set in a rural area. So this is industrialization coming to local communities, not in a city. And so how does that affect the United States, which had a lot of rural area and industrialization in rural areas? So the painting was done in 1871 by Winslow Homer, and it's a way of looking into what people thought about industrialization in that time period. So there's a lesson on this on the website, www.criticalthinkingandhistory.com, and it's something that could be done in 10 or 15 minutes and would get students thinking about how to evaluate and how to analyze paintings and connect paintings to history. And I think that's really helpful. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.